you're joining us here today on a rather wet and cold day, and we have a very quick project that we hope to tick off as list, which is to replace our engine's air filter and intake system. It's a bit ropey at the moment.
It is. And talking about also what's ropey is the leaks that we have found inside of the Cortez. To give you some ideas, there's a puddle of water that's up here.
I have a big puddle of water here. And I have a big puddle of water here.
Yeah, all
like my door is soaked.
Yeah, you are really soaked. I have a soaked door too, nothing like what he has. And we were walking around earlier, and yeah, look, it's dripping here. We were walking around earlier, and basically the roof
leaks.
leaks. Like, I almost feel like if we stay uncovered underwater for a while, it's just gonna fall in. The heater has water coming out of it. There's another drip down there.
The roof vent leaks.
It's leaking so much that the wood is starting to be stained. But talking about the water.
Yeah, look.
We can test out our wipers.
We can test out our wipers, and
yay, at least that works.
Mine works really well. You said yours is not clearing so well.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit smeary. Maybe there's...
It might just be the glass.
Yeah, so we'll check that out. But
so that works, which is good.
Returning to this.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, this is the original, well, not original, it's the intake system that was fitted to it when someone did the engine transplant. So we've got this elbow that comes off the top of the carburetor. We're going to keep that guy. He's going to get cleaned up. We've got this intake pipe, which is just a flexible piece of hose, and that feeds down into the engine bay, which goes to an old-fashioned paper style air filter. It's dead, and it's right next to the exhaust manifold, so it's actually not going to do it any good anyway. Right. So we've got some new parts that we're going to install, starting with this reducer. So that's going to attach to the elbow, like my glamorous assistant just did. We've then got a piece of 3-inch aluminium pipe and a 90-degree elbow. Obviously this is way longer than we need it to be, but I wanted to make sure we had enough. Yeah. So we're going to cut this guy so that he can join the reducer here, and then head down through this hole into the engine bay. The other piece of cut pipe, that's going to attach to the bottom of this, and it's going to go to this universal air filter, which is going to sit somewhere quite happily in the engine bay.
We only had one piece of heat reflective tape, so we ended up wrapping it on what's going to be the lower portion of our pipe. We're going to get more heat reflective tape, right?
Yep.
And we're going to wrap this top portion, but we just don't have it with us right now.
Before we put it on, just to make sure there's a good surface for it to stick to, I'm just going to give the pipe a quick scuff with some 60 grit wet and dry, and then just get a quick blast with some brake cleaner and get a wipe down with this cloth, and then we'll wrap it. It'll just make sure that the pipe's clean and there's nothing stopping the glue sticking. That'll do for that. And then Just get my clean cloth. I mean, the brake cleaner cleaned the cloth, so. Wipes off all my pen marks, but doesn't matter.
You got a couple.
There we go.
Do you want me to pull all of this or just a little bit at a time?
All of it, please.
You want me to pull it out now?
Yes, please, and then lay it on here.
To keep going?
Yes, please.
Do you want to get these corners?
I guess so. And pull like a plaster. And then, can't remember which way I did it. Is it this way or this way? This way.
That way.
So, it's just a bit shorter than both ends of the tape, than the pipe, sorry. But the pipes are good. The ends of the pipe are going to get covered by the silicone hoses. So hopefully I've put this on square. And then just keep it taut as you roll it. And then.
That looks great.
So far so good. And hopefully if I measured it right, we'll have a slight amount of overlap on the end, which just helps it stick itself together better.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
That's great.
Anybody would think I'd done this on several of my own vehicles before.
We put in this silicone elbow.
Yep, so that just needs tightening up. So give me a second. Because of that extra thickness of the pipe, of the tape, it doesn't need as much, he says. Start to tighten up. And it's just easier to do this now while it's out of the bottom of the bus.
Yeah.
So that's tight. And then he needs to slip on here. Hopefully he goes on. Yep, again he's a bit tighter because of the tape making the pipe a bit thicker. Let's make sure he gets on plenty. This is a different type of clip, so it's not got the ratchet on it, it's just a screw. Whoops, nearly jabbed my finger. I love how I said I nearly jabbed my finger and then you put your finger in the way of me potentially jabbing your finger. I love the trust you have in me. And then he goes down there. And then that twists to go on there. Come on. Pop. Come on. There we go. And then we've already got a pre-marked line that we can go up to.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, that's way better. Yep. And then we just need to back that off a bit. Yeah. Do you want to grab him?
Yeah, I want to do it. Oops. Oh.
So you'll notice currently that this sits higher than our engine covers, but I have some drawings made up ready to send out to people for having some new ones made. So they'll definitely clear all this, and it'll just give us a bit more work area to
is that fine?
to let airflow around the engine bay. Yep, that was good. And then
I love this little tool. This is my favorite tool.
One. Someone said they tighten that end up. Oh, one thing as well that we need to connect. There's a breather hose on the end of this intake, which we can just do.
Talk to them about what we're gonna have when we come back. What we're gonna make.
So, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, we want to make a heat shield as well.
Around the filter.
Yeah, so the air filter is pretty close to the exhaust manifold. It's not as close as it was with the old type, but
is that good? Like super tight or just tight?
Like get another quarter. There we go.
Okay.
There's a bit of air gap now around the manifold and the air filter, but when it's sat, if we sat in traffic, it's going to cause a bit of heat soak. So just to try and help it on its way, and also the filter's pretty exposed to the elements. It's not got filter elements on the bottom, just around the side, but just help protect it from the water spray from the floor, for example, and any dust or stones that could get kicked up. We're going to just make a small heat shield out of some aluminium plate and bolt it in place, just help give it a bit more protection. We need to support this. It does bounce, so all we'll do is off one of the brackets, we'll make a new bracket off the side just to support it. I suppose the only thing left to do now is just to connect the breather and then fire it up and see if it works.
Okay.
Okay, so that's tight. Everything's tight.
Switch places.
Oh, okay. You're not firing it up.
Okay, I can. Ready? Oh.
If I lay on this screw one more time today.
Okay, are you ready?
Choke. And it's in gear, so don't catch us down the street.
Is it in neutral now?
It's in neutral now. So pull the choke all the way out.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
I don't have to put this down then.
No. There we go. There we go.
Oh my god.
That's so much quieter.
It's so much quieter.
Yeah.
I am so happy.
Yeah, that takes over nice. And it doesn't actually rattle that bad, but it is going to move. This,
Yeah.
We need to get a new bracket for that, because that's loose.
Yeah.
We'll get this heat wrap, like we said. Just
Fill
help.
the area.
Yeah, we're going to insulate the new the new engine covers as well, just to make it a bit quieter. But I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
See you later. That sounds great.